Human rights are rights everyone possesses, no matter your gender, age, nationality, color of skin, or religious preference. You have certain rights for simply being a human. These rights ensure the freedom to make choices, they protect dignity, and develop the potential in all humans. In 1948, the United Nations took representatives from different cultural backgrounds in all regions of the world and drafted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It remains today one of the most translated documents of all time. On both sides of the prostitution sex work debate, you will hear shouts about a person's human rights. What does this mean, and do we all have the same goal in mind? A few decades ago, most of the world fully criminalized the entire prostitution system by arresting everyone involved. In more recent years, this full criminalization model is being criticized as a violation of human rights because the prostituted person can't access justice or healthcare services without the risk of being arrested. Those who are looking to move from full criminalization to another model all agree that the rights and protection of the prostituted person is most important. We've learned from past episodes that prostituted people are exploited. They are in the system either against their will, by forced choice, or they were groomed. And none of these equal consent. So let's take a look at how human rights should impact a country's decisions when addressing the prostitution system. It is a human right not to be held in slavery or servitude. It is a violation of that right to legalize an activity in which one party is not consenting. It is a human right not to be subjected to cruel or degrading treatment. It is a violation of that right to be used and abused for another's pleasure. It is a human right to be equal in dignity. It is a violation of that right to be sold and rented like a piece of property. It's easy to see how the prostitution system violates all these rights. Those in favor of legalization want to remedy this by renaming it. They believe that changing the language to sex work means it can then be considered part of the human right to work. But calling it something else does not address the violations. The right to work is not the right to make someone do whatever you want and call it work. It still must include freedom to choose, protect dignity, and develop potential within each human. The prostitution system is full of violence, discrimination, and infectious diseases. Those advocating legalization think that by calling it sex work, it can fit within labor laws. But this will never work because labor laws exist to protect workers from violence, discrimination, and diseases. Renaming the crime of prostitution in order to make it lawful would be like renaming robbery to unauthorized borrowing. Or instead of gender-based violence, we would call it emotionally driven interactions. If we wouldn't do it to other crimes, why do it to prostitution? Throughout history, people have struggled, sacrificed, and even given their lives in the fight for human rights. Rights that ended slavery, gave women a voice, and saw all humans as equals. The purpose of human rights is to protect all people, especially the vulnerable. Legalization allows for the exploitation of vulnerable people. Attempting to turn the prostitution system into a profession is a step backwards. It dishonors the sacrifices of those who fought to secure the human rights we enjoy today. If we truly want to give rights to the prostituted person, there is another way. If we want to reduce stigma, there is another way. If we want to empower with dignified employment, there is another way. Let's end the demand. Only arrest sex buyers and other third parties perpetuating exploitation. Let's reduce the stigma through education and training. Let's offer exit programs and job opportunities as a way to empower the prostituted person. This is the Sankara equality model. It already protects human rights. No relabeling of crimes necessary.